Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be heading up the Murray River here in South Australia. Got a nice a solo glamp, so the car's pretty loaded, and I'm going to have a go at doing some Redfin, I think they're called perch over here, fishing. So it's a bit of a journey, probably about a 2-hour drive from where I live, so stay with me. Hopefully it should be a good one. Right, welcome back. As you've just seen, I'm all set up. I'm not going to put my sleep system up just yet. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Got my fire pit ready for tonight. I've got a lot of timber there to burn. But right now, I'm really hungry. So I think what I'm going to do is knock myself up some 2-minute noodles, a quick bit of lunch and some water, and then we'll crack on. Water on. I won't spill it. Right, noodles on. With that, we'll have a little bit of what we call bully beef in the UK, corned beef. I just hope this little key doesn't fail me. So good so far. She is. I have half now. I'm going to save half for my breakfast. And get it back in the ice box. It'd be rude not to, eh? Right, noodles are cooked. Chuck the bully beef in there. And lunch is served. Yes, it's cheap. It's a bit crude. Really hit the spot. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this is a perfect spot. There's a little bit of wind. It's probably sitting around 24, maybe less, maybe 22 degrees. It's quiet, there's no one else around. So I'm going to enjoy my lunch and I'll bring you back after. Right, my lunch is done. Before it gets too late, I want to try and have a little go at some fishing. Now, the original plan's changed. I was going to use something called a grub and attach a spinner to it, which is this gold thing here. But to use the, well, it's the soft plastic that I was going to use. To use the soft plastic, I need jig heads, and I've left my jig heads at home like an idiot. So in my tackle bag there, I've got some little lures, double hook lures. So I'm thinking if I attach the spinner to the lure, maybe it might have the same effect. I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. I'll get it tied on. Okay. Let's give it a go and see, I guess. Okay, I tried it with that spinnerbait attached, but it was just, I couldn't cast it out far enough. So I've taken it off and I've just had a few casts just with a little minnow looking fish lure. I've seen a couple of fish jumping, maybe not even 20 feet out, so I've been casting in that direction, but no joy yet. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little play around, try some different things, and then I'll bring you back, and if I get one, I'll try and get it on film. So I've just swapped over to a old-fashioned metal spinner. It's so shallow here, it's probably only 4 or 5 feet deep, 10 feet out, so the smaller lures I was using, I just wasn't getting the distance. So I'm just going to give this another couple of flicks and see what happens, and if I don't get anything, we'll have a break and then we'll come back and reassess. So I'm definitely getting the distance now. I'm not so sure that's what the fish in this river take, to be honest. Oh well, I gave it a go. Right, I think it's time for a little tipple. Drop a gin beam. Good old fashioned American bourbon. Now I've got some ice in here. It's fairly frozen, not brilliant, but fairly frozen. That'll do for tonight. Right, just off camera there was so many fish coming to the top of the water. I thought before the sun goes away I'm going to give it another go. So I've had a really crude attempt at trying to make up a jig head. So what I've done is I've got a grub and I've used a long shank hook to put through it, and I've put a small edge shot on the front like a jig head, and I've added the spinner. So I'm going to give it a go, give it 10 minutes and see if I get anything off the top. Who knows? We may be lucky. That was a good start. Okay, looks alright in the water, it's presenting okay. Let's see if we can get it out there. I'm really not being able to get this out very far. I'm using what they call a grub, and what I've researched, you bump them along the bottom. So maybe I don't have to get out too far, I don't know. On the water now. A couple of black swans just up the river there, beautiful creatures. Such a beautiful evening. Where I'm stood in the sun, I'm lovely and warm. I know it's going to get cold later. I think they're saying it's 6 degrees. I'll be fine in front of my fire. Alright, I'm going to carry on throwing this out there and see if I get any takes. Obviously if I do, I'll bring you back. Okay, I've given up on the fishing. I just want to get my lighting sorted out underneath my awning. So when it does actually get dark, I'm not scratching around trying to see where I'm going. Okay, so I've got two little terminals under this arm and under this arm. I'll plug these cables in there. And I've got one that goes to the front arm and goes in behind these Velcro strips. That basically just stops it sagging over the door. You can see the cable there, goes up through those Velcro strips and connects in underneath that arm there. And then the other end this end connects into my power pack. My USB port on there, connect that in there. All I do is I stick it up on the top of the roof up there, look. And then I'll just leave that until the sun goes down and then I'll switch it on. The moon's up, so I've got the sun just behind the car here. I've got the moon, I don't know if you can see it, probably a bit faint, just up there. Right, I think it's probably time to get the coals on the fire pit. Okay, I've got 3 of the usual wood wall balls. And I've got some nice dry kindling that I chopped up months ago and put away for the winter. Get a fair bit of kindling on there because I want to chuck that charcoal on. I want it to take fairly quickly. Should be enough. Charcoal's on. I have to move it around a little bit to make sure that all the coals are catching. But shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, so we'll leave that. Let it burn away, get those coals nice and white, and I'm going to transfer them into the ground down here and start cooking my ribs on the in the Dutchie pot or camp oven. Right, time to move the coals. So I'm going to get this a little bit nearer and just transfer a few. Bugger, that's hot. Get a few in there. And I've got 2 lengths of timber there. I'm going to set the camp oven on top of that. Now, there's a fair bit of heat coming off them already. Now, I want this to be a fairly slow cook, so I'm looking at 3 to 4 seconds, holding my hand about a hand's width above that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say that's pretty good. And then the rest can go on top. Right, time to get some dinner sorted. So tonight, as I said earlier, I'm having some pork ribs, which I have in this bag here. Before I get them in the Dutchy pot, or the camp oven, I should remember. I want to get them seasoned. I've been trying to leave it until the flies disappear, because they're everywhere. Now I really should remove the membrane. It may be a bit difficult, but I'll try. Actually, what I need to do is cut them up a little bit. Right, got my little chopping board. I'm thinking maybe if I cut them in half, that'll work. Yeah, that should be fine. Anyone's into knives, Opal. So sharp. I've been using this for 4 or 5 years. This is the carbon one. You can get a stainless steel one, but I've not even sharpened this. Honestly, it is like a razor blade. Anyway, let's see if we can get this membrane started. I do think my knife's probably a little bit too sharp. Anyway, I'll carry on doing this and I'll bring you back when I'm going to season them. Oh, look at that, perfect. Alright, I've got some Texas barbecue rub. I can work out how to open it. Okay, I'm going to grab the ribs, place them on top of that timber. That should be about right. Close the gap up a bit. And I've got no trivet in the bottom of that pan, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on and make sure they don't burn, but I'm thinking let's get some fluid in there. We should be okay. So in with the Coke. There's fish rising everywhere out there. Okay, that's 1 can. I'm thinking that might be enough. I'll hold on to the other one just in case, and I'll put that in there when I check it a little bit later on. And for now, I'll get some heat on top. As I say, I want a fairly slow cook, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take them off of there and put on the grill. Once they're cooked through, put them on the grill and really finish them off. Got some nice barbecue bullseye sauce to go on there. So these ones, I think I'll start getting some timber on here. We'll get a fire going. Thinking there should be enough heat in there to get a couple of these going, and then I can add some of the big stuff after. Okay, let's see what happens. I think what I might do is just get a bit of kindling on there, just to give it a fair chance. I mean, it is lighting the timber slowly. That'll definitely get it going now. Right, while I'm waiting for my dinner to cook and my fire to get going, I was thinking I might get my stretcher bed set up. So this is the Austrail King Goanna stretcher. Now if you're a swag person, honestly I've had the best night's sleep on the beach with this stretcher bed and my swag on top of it. It's bloody amazing. It's just a bit awkward to set up. Alright, that was easy. Not as hard as I thought it used to be. Well, I thought it was harder than that. So I'm thinking I'll put my swag just under the awning there. Leave myself a little bit of room to walk in and out of the car. And that'll be fine, I think. Excellent. The hardest part is getting these bloody things on. So they go in that way. The fire's really going now, which is nice. No, they don't go in that way. They go in the other way. 50-50 chance of getting it wrong. And I did. And that still doesn't look right. I think that's for the other end. Basically you've got slots on the end here, and you can see that. Slots with little grooves there, and it used to slot over those little black lugs there. I think I got it right this time. Yep, get the first one in. That's home. Get the next one in. That's home. Sit. Make sure they're all the way, or seated all the way down. And then the same at the other end. Geez, you need to be a member of the Mensa to get this in. Oh, this is pretty tight. What I'm going to do is try and get one in and then use that as a lever to get this one over the top here. That's it. Excellent. That's the stretcher bed made up. Right, I'll get my swag out. Time for the swag. So here in Australia, these are pretty much used fairly regularly on most camps. I find since COVID and the influx of new types of tents on the market, we are starting to move towards using tents more often, but I still really enjoy my swag. Just unroll it. Now the swag has a built-in 50mm mattress. It's all rolled up in there. A lot of people actually roll their bedding up in there and just put it away on a shelf, and then when they want to go away camping like this, they get it out and roll it out, and there it is, all ready. Then we do the head end, same thing. Slides through the sleeve. Connects to the pin. And then connects to the pin on the other side. And then we just put these tabs on. Tabs, lugs, I don't know what you call them. It looks like that camp oven is cranking. Okay, I'm going to get the middle one done and I'll get the ridge pole in and I'll bring you back. Okay, my bed's up. Now it's time to get me sleeping bag in. Right, so that's my sleeping bag in. I'm just using a Spin Effects -2. It's not a down sleeping bag, but it's a warm sleeping bag. I like it because it's big and I can open it out completely as a quilt if it's too warm. But for now, what I've done is I've created a little foot box, maybe about 18 inches. Keep your feet warm and then the rest of me will be alright. Put your pillow in there. Job's a good one. I'll get that closed up because you are getting the twilight and the buzzy biting insects will be about shortly. Right, while I was sorting my bed out, I didn't check in on my ribs. Let's get the lid off and have a little look. They seem to be okay. I might now just flip them over. It's pretty hot in there. I wonder if I should move some of the coals maybe. It's a bit too hot underneath. Not too much heat coming off of that. I think we'll go with that. Okay. It's definitely starting to get a bit chillier. With that wine glass holder. Love this chair. Yeah, definitely starting to get a bit chillier. Sun is virtually down. Probably got another 10 or 15 minutes of daylight. Fire's lovely and warm. And I've got my bourbon to keep me warm as well. Cheers everybody. It doesn't get any more relaxing than this. Okay, I have got some water and my Uncle Ben's rice in there ready to boil up. The ribs are done. So now I just want to butter some corn on the cob and chuck some seasoning on it and get it on the fire. I thought I had this place all to myself, but I've just had a caravan pull up about 50 metres away from me, so hopefully that will be the last of anyone coming here tonight, and I can still have the place pretty much to myself. So actually I might season these first. Some salt, some pepper, oh my god, this is the worst pepper grinder ever. Takes forever. Right, I'm giving up with that. Get some butter in there. The butter's got salt in it anyway. Oop. Wrap that foil up. I'll get on the fire. Get those logs out of the way. And I think I should be able to just get it. Oh, that's hot. Down the side there. I felt that was too hot in those coals there, so I've taken the burning wood out. So I've just got embers in there now. And there's a lot of heat coming off of that. What I might do is move this down a notch. One side at a time. I love this fire pit because basically, when you can use it properly, is adjustable. For the heat you get 3 different heat levels, or 4 I guess if you put it flat on the actual pit. Yeah, that's really cranking now. Get in the middle. Hopefully that'll cook through. I'm going to start basting the ribs in 5 minutes and I'll get them on here. I've got some bullseye barbecue sauce to use. I've got the ribs out, they look really nice and tender. I've got some bullseye barbecue, smoky bacon flavoured barbecue sauce. So you get that on the ribs. And then I'm going to get them on the fire, or the fire pit, and just finish them off on there. I've got my rice cooking in the jet boil. Or the jet boil fake, Kent Master I think it's called. Alright, let's get them on the fire. Starting to get hungry now. Okay, I reckon these are all probably done. Just want to get a little bit of char on the sweet corn. Oh, it's probably a bit too much. Move them over slightly. Ribs are looking good. And nice and tender, I'm hoping. They look okay. Right, I think I'll give this a couple of minutes and then I'll get it on the plate. Two corn on the cob. A rack of ribs. And another rack of ribs. Just lay them on the side there because I'm going to get some rice on. Right, that should be cooked. And the rice of choice tonight is peri peri. Peri peri rice with spare ribs, pork ribs, and sweet corn. Right, let's see how we go. Bit of a lump of rice there. Let's check that's cooked. Just. So we've got a rib. And they feel like they're definitely cooked. Excuse the fingers. Oh yeah, they are nice. That cooking them in a Coca-Cola definitely does something. It makes the meat really tender, but it also adds a very slight Coke taste, which is actually really good. Lovely. Right, I am going to finish this and I'll bring you back. Alright, well, as you can probably see, I've resorted to the down puffer jacket and a beanie, and I've stoked the fire up because it is getting pretty bloody cold. Dinner's done. I've done all my cleaning up duties, and just got myself a Coke. I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to sit here by the fire, just listen to the noise when there is no noise, and just enjoy the flames. Right, so I bought these today, colour change flames. I got them at a local outdoor store here in Australia. They're just called colour change flames. Oh no, they're by Austrail, okay, very popular camping brand here and probably around the world. Now, the only thing is, they are poisonous. So, the lady in the shop told me, if you're cooking on your fire, cook your food first, and then when you're done, you can chuck these on. They got a burn time of about 30 minutes, so I'm going to chuck it on and let's see what we get. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there's definitely some blue, some green. I'll bring it down a bit lower maybe. Maybe I need to chuck more than one packet on. But it's pretty fun. I was just thinking, when I was sat there watching those colours, if it's poisonous and you shouldn't be cooking over it, then should you be breathing it? So I've just moved my chair back about 2 foot just in case. It's definitely changing the colours though. So I've got green, blue, there's like a mauve, a pink I think in there. But I think it needs a couple just to really make it change colour. Anyway, it's a bit different. Right folks, I've just been sat by the fire for an hour, messing around with my phone, and I thought I really fancy a hot chocolate. I'll get some water boiling. Got a nice Cadbury's instant hot chocolate. And I've got a couple of naughty chocky cakes. Again, Cadbury's chocolate cakes. So when you get this boiling, and I'll bring you back when I'm having my cocoa and my cake. Right, that's boiling. Turn the gas off. Got my hot chocolate in there. Just put the lid back on while I take this off. I always forget that. If it does snatch, it'll end up throwing it all over me, which wouldn't be good. Health and safety. Get a little bit in there. Mix that in so it's like a paste. Yeah, I've got 200 mils. So I know there's roughly a line in there inside that takes it to 200. And that is bang on now. A really good mix. Smells lovely. Do the washing up. Done. 2 cake bars and a hot chocolate for supper. Lovely. Hot chocolate, some Cadbury's chocolate bars and a hot fire. Lovely. Give this a go. Sorry about slurping noises, it's bloody hot. Oh yeah, that's good. Right. So the evenings are getting dark here now. Pretty early, about 5:30. Let's turn this off so I don't blind you. So there's not really much you can do in the evenings. Summertime, it's great, you know, it doesn't get dark till 9:30. So you can carry on fishing, or, you know, if you're camping, you can do some activities while you're camping, but when it gets this dark, it's pretty impossible. So I think I'm going to have my cakes, my hot chocolate. I'm going to hit the sack. I'm going to jump in that swag, get them nice and toasty warm. It's about 9 degrees now. I'll get myself nice and warm, and then I might watch a movie or some YouTube videos on my phone. I'm in my swag. I didn't feel myself getting into it. There's no point. It is what it is, getting in and out of the swag. Yeah, so that about wraps up the evening, I guess. I'm nice and comfortable. I'm warm. I've just opened a vent at the back here to prevent any condensation. Yeah, that's about it. So I am gonna watch some YouTube videos on my phone if I can get a signal, and then I'll bring you back in the morning. So for now, good night everybody. Morning everybody. It's just gone 6:40. Had a pretty good night's sleep. Got a bit cold about 4 o'clock in the morning. The temperature went down to about 6 degrees, I think. But my sleeping bag kept me nice and warm. Condensation wise, it's not too bad. There's a tiny bit, but I left the rear vent here open at the back here. Just a little bit. So plenty of airflow through the night. Got woken up once by some big cruiser that went down the river. What I'll do is I'll stick my head out in my swag. I'll give you a view of what it looks like out there. Sunset's just coming up. It's a really still morning. Anyway, I'm going to get myself up, get a coffee on. So I'll give you a look downstream. There's the sun just starting to come up upstream. It's a really beautiful morning. I've been a bit chilly. Right, let's get the engine started with a coffee. I'll get some breakfast on, I think. There's so many of them. Alright, I've literally just got some hot water on for a coffee, but I think the gas is a bit cold, so it's really slow. Got the rest of my corned beef, got some baked beans, and I've got some nice crusty bread and butter for breakfast. That's the plan for this morning. The bird life here is just phenomenal. There you go, woken up to a real nice early morning bird chorus this morning. It's bloody cold. Anyway, this coffee's taking forever. For those of you outside Australia, these noisy things flying above me are white cockatoos. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. They're just very noisy for campers. I'm going to get some breakfast on. I'll bring you back while my coffee's hot enough. Take that off and get my beans on. Oh, I'm looking forward to this coffee. One of them. And one of them. That mixed in. Oh, it smells lovely. Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Needs another sugar. Beans are starting to bubble. Right, so I'm going to get some breakfast and then I'm going to get packed away Nothing exciting. Still only 7:15, but I have got to get back. Right, I'm going to get everything organised here and I'll bring you back. Right, get some butter on my bread. Who doesn't like crusty bread, especially in the morning, especially as toast? Actually, I wonder what percentage of people do like crusty bread. Or do you prefer a ready cut loaf for toast and for bread and butter? Maybe leave it in the comments below. I'll have a look, see what the comments are. Crusty bread or a cut loaf? Let me know your thoughts. I reckon they're probably about done. Get the old beef out. Oh, that's hard. It's been in that ice box all night. Probably not the greatest knife to cut it with, but there you go. I'm trying to minimise washing up. All good. Now, if you watched a few of my videos beforehand, you're probably thinking there's a bit of a theme here for breakfast in the morning with me, baked beans. And yep, you're right. I do love my baked beans. I have them pretty much every single day. Good protein, tasty. Yeah, they got a bit of salt in them and a bit of sugar, but everything has, isn't it? Eh? There's a lot less healthy I could be eating. Alright, gas off. Let's get stuck into this, I'm starving. That'll do. Who likes baked beans? Let me know in the comments as well. Lovely. Bit of black pepper. Right, I'm going to get this eaten before it goes cold, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. I just thought I'd move my chair, sit by the water's edge, facing the sun, warm myself up a bit, and finish off my coffee. That sun is so warm on my face, it's lovely. I tried a little time lapse earlier with the sunrise. I hope it's worked. If it has, I hope you enjoyed it. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, I'm going to start getting stuff packed away, tidied up. Get it all cleaned off later when we get home. Such an easy fire pit to use for both setting up, cleaning and packing away. Okay, I'm going to start getting stuff packed away. For some reason the starter on my little gas cooker here isn't working. I'll warm some water up, get my washing up done. Start dismantling stuff, I think. Not sure if the camera's picking that up in the distance. There's a couple of really big pelicans. Oh, three. One just flew right between the two of them. It's landed on the water. Okay, my swag's away. Time to fold up the old stretcher. And it's as simple as that. Need to get in the bag now, which may prove to be the tricky bit. Yep, let's get off the table. Once you get it around this corner, it should pull together. I was trying to keep it off the dirt, but it's too bloody hard. Right, that's the stretcher done. Tell you what, packing up with this sun on me is bloody thirsty work. Oh, ice cold water, so refreshing. Right, give me the table put away. The easiness of this table is just fantastic. Just gotta be careful you don't trap your fingers in there if you get one of these. I've done it, it bloody hurts. That is the table packed away. Easy as. Okay, last thing to do, my awning. Screw the legs back up. There's a piece of Velcro here, just to catch the legs. Anyone looking to get a 270 awning, I seriously would consider this one, the 023. So it is a completely free standing awning. So you put the front end away first, and that tucks underneath the back section. And then the rear follows it and overlaps the front section. Just make sure you've got these 3 pieces of Velcro, and then what you do is you create this little triangle. A little bit of condensation on this, so I'm going to have to open it up when I get home. So I fold the bottom triangle up, once you've got that the middle Velcro on, the rest is pretty easy, and you just tuck it away where you need to. Such a simple system, it really is. And the fact that they've thought of everything, you know, with this little slide along electric cable bag. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty bloody expensive. They put the poles in, slide the poles in at the top. Yeah, they are expensive awning, but as with anything, you get what you pay for. Always zip from the back to the front. And what I like about the front here, you've got this little storm flap that folds around and velcros on. And there you go, that's the awning closed up. Right folks, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different. As I said, I've got to get back fairly early. I've got my 1-year-old godson's birthday party to get to. It's about a 2-hour drive. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Consider liking and subscribe if you like this sort of content. Maybe give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. But for now, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.